Hi, my name is Daniel. I'm 22, and about a week and a half ago now, I was arrested whilst visiting my parents at their house in London. Their house was raided. After I was arrested, they went through kind of everyone's belongings. They seized some of my stuff, and I was loaded into the back of a police van and taken away. Everything in front of my parents. It was quite a distressing experience for them. And then I was taken to the cells. I was put in there. I was told I couldn't call anyone for at least 12 hours. And I just sort of went to sleep for a while. I managed to speak to my solicitor the next day. I had an interview with the police. And then I was just waiting to be bailed out of the police station. The custody sergeant, came around to give me, to my cell, to give me my sheet to bail me out of the station and said, but don't get up, don't go anywhere because we're sectioning you under section 136 of the Mental Health Act. So this was really strange for me. You know, I'm not mentally ill. As far as I'm aware, there's no evidence of me being mentally ill anywhere. So I asked why. They said that some pills had been found at the place where they'd arrested me, which, if I'm to remind everyone, isn't actually my home address. I don't live there. And that they were convinced that I was going to use them to commit suicide. I called my solicitor at this point, who spoke to the custody sergeant, and they said the same thing to her. She called my parents to ask, well, did you see any pills? Because my parents watched the entire search. They saw everything that was seized. And my parents said, no, we didn't see any pills. And when my solicitor looked through the evidence file of all the evidence that they seized, there was no mention of any pills. So then my solicitor called the custody office back, and a different sergeant spoke to her and said, well, look, even if you can't find the pills right now, our mental health nurse has seen this person and they've told us that they're at very high risk themselves, which was also strange because I hadn't seen the mental health nurse yet at this point. I only saw a mental health nurse after I'd been sectioned. Eventually, ambulance showed up to pick me up, take me to hospital, wasting, extremely valuable resources that the NHS has not very many of. I was taken to hospital. I sat there about 3 hours with police kind of guarding me at all times until some psychiatrists could see me, to do an assessment. And, they weren't sure what to do. They said the standard procedure is to detain someone in hospital for about 28 days. Medication is an option. That was really frightening for me. I'm generally frightened by things that are mind altering. So mental health medication is included in that. At that point, I got lucky. My parents arrived to sort of check on me. They spoke to the psychiatrist alone, and they vouched on my behalf, said that, as far as they were aware, I was at no risk to myself. And so the psychiatrist agreed to release me on hospital, on the condition that I'd stay at my parents' house for at least a week. And so I was able to leave. But yeah, the whole experience is very strange. I'm still not quite sure what to make of it. The police make a lot of mistakes, so it is possible that this was just some kind of filing error by them. But I am really worried that this was done on purpose just to get me out the street for about a month, without interference from a judge or a jury. If we look historically here and in other countries, the police have done things like this before, and we should all be very worried at this overreach of their powers.